Hi, my name is Tasneem, and today I'm going to talk to you about Howard Gardner. Today, we will discuss about his personal life, academic achievements, an explanation of his famous theory of multiple intelligence, how it has influenced others, and my teaching career. First of all, let's start with a brief introduction. Howard Earl Gardner is an American developmental psychologist. He was an influential research professor of cognition and education at the University of Harvard. His most famous work is the theory of multiple intelligence, which was first presented in 1983 in his famous book, Frames of Mind. Now let's look at some background information. The American psychologist Howard Gardner was born on July 11, 1943 in Pennsylvania. He was influenced by Jean Piaget and Erik Erikson. His work also was influenced by his lifelong passion for piano. Gardner is son of Ralph Gardner and Hilde Gardner. Both his parents were German descent who left Germany before World War II. He is currently married to Ellen Wiener, a professor of psychology at Boston College, and they have one child, Benjamin. He also has three other children, Carrie, Jay, and Andrew, from his earlier marriage. Let's move to his academic life. He has received many awards and degrees from around the world. His most famous work, The Theory of Multiple Intelligence, had a huge impact on teaching and learning. Being from South Asian background, the only two types of intelligence known to me was working smart and working hard. It was all about the IQ. When I first started teaching, I found out about other types of intelligences. And in this section, we will look at some famous people who proved other intelligences matter. To begin with, let's look at linguistic intelligence. Linguistic intelligence is intelligence of a writer, such as J.K. Rowling. This kind of people are word smart. They keep diaries, write poems and stories, and take us to a different world. The second one is logical mathematical, or someone who is number smart. They can analyze situation and problems logically. For example, a computer programmer like Bill Gates. Third is a person with musical intelligence. They can recognize, create, reproduce, and reflect on music. For example, a group of musicians like the Beatles. The fourth kind of intelligence is spatial intelligence, someone who has the ability to generate, retrain, retrieve, and transform well-structured visual images. It is what they do when they visualize shapes and space in their mind, an architect or a chess master like Magnus Carlsen. The fifth kind of intelligence is bodily kinesthetic intelligence. Their body movement, control, and expression is like a sports person. For example, a football player like Lionel Messi. Then we have interpersonal intelligence, a person who is always good with people and has a power to convince everyone, even the most outspoken one. For example, a politician like Barack Obama. On the other hand, the next intelligence is intrapersonal intelligence, a person who understands feelings, joys, fear, anger. For example, the Dalai Lama. There have been a more recent addition to this list, the naturalist intelligence, someone who understands how to minimize the impact of different things on the environment, like Greta Thunberg. In 2016, Gardner proposed another intelligence, pedagogical or teach smart. People who has an understanding about how learning happens and are able to shape their own learning. In a lot of his works, he tried to explain how this intelligence can be used to teach different needs. Lots of people were influenced by his theory and other books he has written. In this section, we will talk about the influences of Gardner's theory. Gardner's theory has received a lot of criticism from educators and psychologists. A lot of them argue that the definition of intelligences proposed by Gardner is too broad. The first criticism of multiple intelligence theory is it lacks empirical support. According to Waterhouse, most of the people complaining about this are cognitive psychologists. Gottfredson says people from the field of psychometric or testing also have similar ideas about this. They all say there has not been enough studies to support Howard Gardner's theory. The second most common criticism is the effectiveness of using multiple intelligence in the classrooms. These critics don't mind the lack of empirical research. In fact, they want to know how to use it in the classroom. Collins had suggested that Gardner's theory is not only weak, but also lacks practical applications. The third and the most common one is confusing learning styles and multiple intelligences. Multiple intelligences, as explained before, focuses more on intellectual abilities, whereas learning styles are more about how people like to learn. A number of times people may have more than one learning style, or even a mixture of it. For example, I like reading the maps when I am in a new country. On the other hand, when I get a new phone, I like fiddling with it to explore the different features. This neither means that I have spatial intelligence, nor does it mean that I have bodily kinesthetic intelligences. In fact, what Howard Gardner tried to say was we should individualize learning, teaching, and assessing as much as possible. Multiple intelligences theory has received a lot of criticisms. Howard Gardner has provided a number of responses to the criticisms mentioned in this section. It is impossible to talk about all of them in this video. To understand and evaluate the success and failure of multiple intelligences theory, read the original critics first and then the responses given by him. Erik Erikson and David Riesman were both at Harvard when Gardner was an undergraduate. Jean Piaget and Claude Levi-Strauss was also corresponding with him back then. He was influenced by great minds and he influenced many more. When I first started my teaching career, I wanted to teach students the way I was taught. I often felt tired and upset when people did not understand me. Then I came across the theory of multiple intelligences. Howard Gardner's idea changed my life. According to Howard Gardner, we should not just talk about theories or give problems to solve or just dramatize things. We should teach things in many different ways. In that way, students with different ideas or different intelligences learn what is taught easily. It certainly has changed my way of teaching and helped my students. It would be great to find out more empirical data to support my ideas and the way it has changed my teaching career. Thanks for listening to me. If you want to know more about Howard Gardner or his multiple intelligence, don't forget to press the bell icon and write your questions in the comment section. Bye!